You can call her Mayhem or Mayday. Talk shit, she at your head. I ain't talking bald face. She don't fuck with baby daddies, fucking up the feng shui. Taking care of 4 kids, Sunday to Sunday. Flyer than round trips when she hit the runway. Comedy original, she do shit her own way. Made the stage her place, moving at her own pace. Fuck with her the wrong way, this gon' be a long day. She watch Basketball Wives, loving hip hop too. Born in 81, one day forward turned to 82. Funny, ratchet, and cute. She a winner, that's true. She don't even take L's, eating alphabet soup. Mayday, mayhem, 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 mayday, mayhem. She a cool black nerd, always been smart. Ever since she turned 8, wanted her name in the charts. Monty Python was a shit. Richard Pryor made a start. Red Fox and Eddie Murphy, inspiration to her art. Who you know got banned from the dollar store for throwing canned goods at a baby father though? She a good mother though. She ain't worried about laughs cause she gon' get a lot of those. Showtime at the Apollo though. And she paint the perfect picture telling stories up in all the jokes. You don't really want the drama, bro. Cause Mabel cool, Mayday nice, Mayday want all the smoke. Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Mayday Mayhem. I am back. How y'all been? It has been a whirlwind for me. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I ain't even finna lie to y'all. But we ain't here to talk about me today. We'll talk about me another time. Right now, we are here to talk about an update on the missing West Boys. Now, if you do not know, the missing West Boys, Orrin and Orson West, whose biological name are Classic and Sincere Pettis, they went missing on December 21st, 2020. They have been missing since then. Let me pull up the initial, because if you go back in my catalogs, I actually made a video about the missing West Boys. And I knew it was, I ain't gonna lie, I cuss over here. I knew it was some bullshit. And if you go back and look at my original video, I said it was some bullshit. Ain't no way no 3 and 4 year old go missing. Look at these kids. Look at them. There they go. There he is. 3 and 4 years old. Orrin West and Orson West, whose names were changed by Jacqueline and Trezell West when they were adopted. And it's so amazing to me that when these children were adopted out by Jacqueline and Trezell West, they immediately changed their names. Now, again, their name were Classic and Sincere Pettis. They were taken from their mother for alleged neglect. And again, I was always taught that if a child was allegedly neglected, they were supposed to go to a relative or a family member or a trusted loved one that was close to. And we're going to play a clip from about 3 years ago when the boys first came up missing. And I said from the get-go, if you go back and play my original video, I said from the get-go that those boys never made it from Bakersville. Now, originally, Jacqueline and Trezell West, they came from Bakersville and went to Cal City. They had only been at Cal City maybe about 3 months or so. And all of a sudden, Trezell is outside chucking wood, throwing it over the fence. And the boys were supposed to be outside drawing chalk. And again, I said that years ago because I have children. I am a mother of 4. And again, My youngest one still plays with chalk. Hell, I still play with chalk outside. It's hot. It's getting hot now. I'm going to be out there playing with chalk. My hands going to be all chalky. I'm going to need one of those brushes that you use for, when you're doing your nails and stuff. I'm going to need a couple of those to clean my hands off with the chalk. I'm going to need it. It's summertime. That's what kids do. They play with chalk. Now, allegedly, they play with chalk in the back. Now, again, this happened in California. I'm not from California. Some of y'all may be from California. But allegedly, they were playing out in California, outside with the chalk. And Jacqueline, the mom, let me put these people. I have to call them people right now. I got to be nice until I get this channel monetized. I got to be nice. I got to show that I am an appropriate human being. This is Jacqueline Trezell West. As again, this happened in 2020. Body language says a lot. Again, as you can see, his body language is tight, closed off. Like, he's very closed off. Again, we're going to play some of the audio from this video when it first came up, because right now they were arrested. They're in jail. I said from the get-go that those boys never made it to Cal City. Allegedly, the dad, Trezell right here, supposed to be chucking wood over the fence, and the boys outside playing with chalk. Now, don't think for a minute that those are the only two kids, Orson. No, babies. No, sweethearts. No, my little mayhem maniacs. No. They had 4 more children. 2 more which were adoptive, and 2 more which were their biological children. And oh, babies, do I have a bombshell for y'all. Just wait for it. It's coming. Now, so altogether, that's 6 children. They have their 2 biological children, 2 more adoptive children, and Orson and Orrin West. That's, like I said, that's 6 children. And let me give y'all a little tidbit to know about this. Adoption is big business. That's big money. They were getting at least over $1,000 a month for each child. And I said all this before it even came out at trial. Now, the trial has started about 2 weeks ago. They will not televise the trial. They're giving snippets and tidbits out over what do you call it, the news outlets. But everything that they're saying in trial is things I have already said. If you check out my podcast, Mayday Mayhaim Podcast, which is streamed over all platforms, from Google Podcast to Apple Podcast to Anchor, Spotify, I have said this 100 times. Everything that's coming out in court right now, I already said to the T. Those boys never left Bakersville. They were murdered there. I'm going to say what it is. They were unalived there. And the parents, adoptive parents, went off and left. Because, see, there's footage. See, I love the time. I love technology, but I hate it. I love that we live in a time right now where technology, get these monsters off my screen. I love that we live in a time right now where technology captures everything. We have iPhones, we have Ring doorbells, we have everything captures everything. Everything captures it all. So with that being said, neighbors had doorbells. Like everyone has a Ring doorbell, everybody, even in apartment buildings, people have Ring doorbells. But neighbors had Ring doorbells and actually saw Trezell like he was throwing something over the fence. And he says that he looked and the boys were missing. Well, you may be asking, well, where were the other 4 children? Oh, they were at grandma's house. Well, what were the ages of the children? Oh, the oldest was about 10. Well, if the oldest is 10 and under, well, why in the hell when you take the 3 and 4-year-old? The other ones would have played with the 3 and 4-year-old. Well, what was Jacqueline doing? The mama was doing. Oh, well, she was wrapping presents. Okay, so why was the 3 and 4-year-old outside and proclaiming it was cold outside? Oh, well, they was cold. They were outside playing with chalk. Well, if it was cold, you were getting firewood. It was cold. They were playing with chalk. Why wouldn't you have them in the room, another part of the house, while your wife is wrapping presents? But see, they got caught in that lie because their neighbor's doorbell actually caught. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know who that is, y'all. They must got the wrong number, y'all. That scared me a little bit. That scared me. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Hey, y'all, sorry. They was looking for one of my kids, child. But back to see how, again, I'm a parent. They looking for one of my adult kids. And it was somebody looking for a kid. And again, I have to get a phone to one of my adult kids. Again. They looking for one of my adult kids. And as a parent, I'm going to make sure that my children are taken care of. That's not what they did. Now, he proclaims, again, we're going to play the clip. I might sound confusing, but once I play the clip, it's going to all click for y'all. Why wouldn't you take a 10-year-old? I mean, the 3 and 4-year-old with the rest of the kids? But a bombshell is going to come out in trial. The 10-year-old is going to testify, and the other children are going to testify. Because don't forget, when Jacqueline Trezell was arrested, they took their 2 biological children into DCFS and the other 2 adoptive children into DCFS. Okay? So again, it's a sticky situation here. And the boys still have not been recovered. It's been 3 years. We're going on 3 years. So without further ado, and before I be interrupted again, before one of my children's get a call. Jeez Louise, ham and cheese. Y'all see why I've been gone so long? It's so much mayhem in my own life. Like, leave me peace. But no, seriously. We're gonna I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see if it's gonna act right today. Yay, we might be acting right today. Maybe not. Bear with me, y'all. Bear down. Bear down. That's a Chicago joke. Tee. Sorry. But honestly, this was recorded 2 days. Well, yeah, 2 days after the boys went missing because they went, no, 3 days. They went missing December 20th, no, December 21st, 2020. So let's just take a listen. I don't want to lose weight today. See, I think they be trying to talk about me a little bit under my breath.
Still going.
That's why I be listening to them ads.
Felt so helpless, and seeing everybody out here really looking and helping out really means a lot. So, tell us what happened the night the kids went missing.
Pay attention, no tears.
From our yard.
It was cold. I was gonna make a fire. There's a lot of wood in this area right here next to our house. I opened up the back gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two go outside and play with chalk. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard. Keep them close. So it's playing with chalk.
Do not let them go in the dirt in the backyard. Keep them close. Do not let them play with chalk. But let them play with chalk. But it's cold. Why let them go outside then? Let them stay in the house. You already said it's cold outside. You're going to get wood because it's cold outside. They 3 and 4. Why let them go outside then? Leave them in the house. Give them something to little play with, the little draw on. Hell, they 3 and 4 years old. Give them a crayon, a piece of paper, and let them have at it.
And I came in the house. I didn't see him there. I immediately went back in, asked my wife, "Did you see the boys?" She said, "No, they should be outside playing with chalk." I said, "Well, I didn't see them." So I came back outside and I started searching my backyard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that didn't pan out, I got in the van. I looked down the street corners. I went down this street. I turned my light on. I searched names. Talked to a gentleman on the street on the other side over there. He didn't see me. So then I came home and I told my wife we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going. So I called the cops. Cops came. First thing they did was tell us to stay in the house so they can get a hold of us. And they had us just sitting there and we wanted to keep searching. But everybody came out in droves. And I wanted to thank you guys that night, but we couldn't go outside.
The cops told us the best are out here.
The best are out here searching. And we appreciate it. And we could never talk to anybody. And that was the issue.
We just want to thank everybody.
We really want to thank you guys.
Please, if any has seen them, please call, let somebody know.
It called the cops, California City Police Department. Call them and let them know what you've seen, if you see anything. Our boys, they are going to be rambunctious, okay? They are really houses, but it's not because I want to invade people's privacy. I just want to know if make sure. That's it. Because I don't. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. If you got any questions.
Oh no, you're good. Oh. I was just gonna say, hearing from you guys, and I can't imagine what you guys are going through. I can't even fathom it. For you guys, for people who are thinking.
That's why the cameraman Zoom did on his damn ass. Not one tip.
You just spoke to the biologist.
Not one tip.
She says she had a conversation with you guys, and that she thinks there's some kind of foul play involved. She thinks you guys did something.
And that's understandable.
What's your response?
Understandable. I would think the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly the point. And if we can find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, came to us, and they became our children. We named them, and they are our children, and so we want them back. So please, if y'all get back on your what you guys are doing, we should be able to get a hold of somebody. But they took all of our team. They wanted to, I guess, just rule us out, which makes sense. That's part of the investigation. So that's pretty much it.
Have you guys, you talked to the police all last night.
Yes.
Um, what, so you guys willfully gave them your
Everything.
technology,
Yes,
the car.
yes.
Did they get it? How did they get a search warrant? Did you
I
guys?
I
Oh, no
I don't see
idea.
why they got one. We
Yeah,
would
they
have let them
didn't
take
need one,
anything.
but
We would have let them take everything. We let them come in and search with us. We asked them to come do that.
What did they take?
Just tech, and that's it. Like our phone. Oh well, I guess should I answer that? Or?
Answer it to us, yeah.
Okay. So into the okay, I don't even know.
I see. Yeah, we seriously felt like we needed to be out here. We did. Uh, Again, we were told the best are out here looking already. Just to stay put. They have more questions. There
And
was
then-
literally a cop with us the whole time in
and
there.
he had sitting down. We would ask, can we go help? They had to sit
Said
down.
nope.
He said, no, we got the out there.
So
We need
it's
you
not.
guys here in case you have more
I don't
questions.
want you to actually look
Try.
before we called
We
the
look,
police.
yes.
And I imagine the mind-boggling part is the search for information. What happened? Where are they?
Yes.
Etc.
And we're, yeah.
And just so we are able to present the information correctly. At what
Do y'all
time
see how his head
did you
just
guys
don't
notice
move?
your kids went missing, and at what time were they reported missing to the police?
It's about, I believe, I think it was about 4:30, going on 5. It was getting dark, like I said, 5-ish, about it. That's when everything played out.
And then did you guys
Everything played out.
After we searched
Yeah.
a little bit around here, it was dark, so we definitely we got word.
would say maybe within an hour, a couple hours?
No, it was within minutes of us getting finished. It was within minutes.
What do you guys people at home this situation for them? Even speaking about what you guys are feeling is difficult. What do you want them at home to understand about this whole situation?
We're going through it. It's difficult. Everybody's making their own their own conclusions. They don't know anything. We're not sure everything. We're not sure. We said what we knew, and if anybody has seen them or anything, please call the police department.
Would you be willing to take pictures or you need?
I have other pictures. All my newest were on my phone.
Okay.
A lot of people are speaking of this as after the math past tense. I want to talk about your kids in present tense. What kind of boys are these? Tell us about the boys.
Very playful, very rambunctious, and they do love to wrestle. They do love to kind of get rough with each
They're
other.
kids.
They're kids. Of course, they would love to go out, but so during the pandemic, we weren't trying to go, out here, and so we stay inside.
Yes.
Yes, we did. We searched before we called the cops. That's what we were
Yeah.
saying.
Now, off camera
They
is
came
the
right before
family
we got
of
done.
Orson and Orton. Classic and
And then
sincere.
I searched that property. I even drove around this neighborhood right here. I even talked to a gentleman on that side, one of those streets over there. I said, "Did you see some little black kids?" And that way looking for them. That's the way I was gonna come, but when I came back
He's
home,
lying,
I decided to
y'all.
call the cops because it was dark. They couldn't have got away that fast.
And why did it take two people to go in the house and leave two kids out here by themselves. It should have been one parent going in and one parent right here, not parent, and leaving two little out here by themselves for 10 minutes.
No, they were in the backyard, and the
So
back
how
gate
did they
was
get
open.
out the backyard?
And the back gate was open, and I was getting.
We left the gate open, left some little kids outside with the gate open.
All right. Sorry, you guys were talking about your boys who you're, I understand.
Now that's the biological
Mother,
family.
A mother's intuition. I know you were saying, and we'll get your names after this, but you were saying how you feel like they're in this area. Do you feel the same way? And what is the intuition? What is the sense you get? What do you think happened to your boys? Do you think someone took them? You think
Yeah,
there may-
definitely. I definitely know they're not walking around. They're not that kind. They do not just roam around. They definitely, I think, definitely would have been picked up or something.
That was my assumption.
Have they ever taken off of the yard
Nope.
before?
No,
Nope.
They've never taken off.
no.
They're 3 and 4 years old. A 3 and 4 year old is not going to be wandering around. I'm sorry. It's not happening. It's not. They're not going to be roaming around. Well, since we know that, now Jacqueline and Trezell West are facing murder charges. And was it cruelty to children, because it's alleged that their children will testify. It was a thud heard, and one of the children went missing. Matter of fact, let me read the whole statement to you guys. See, here they go. Just a second. Okay. Now, during the opening statements, prosecutor Eric Smith said the couple's 4 other children told authorities Orrin and Orson hadn't been seen for weeks. One child, 10, at the time, said he witnessed Orrin die, said Smith. Video surveillance footage showed no one could have snatched the children from the night the couple called police, Smith said. Trezell and Jacqueline West's story that Trezell was gathering firewood as the children played outside briefly entered the home and came back to find the children gone doesn't hold up, the prosecutor said. Defense attorneys have argued police botched investigation by failing to interview registered sex offenders in the area until the weeks passed, using inappropriate interview techniques on the West's other children and ignoring certain leads, including one from a woman who claimed to have seen Orson and Orrin in Texas, which I don't believe. There is a gag order in case-bearing attorneys, investigators, and others connected to the case from speaking about it. The order also applies to investigative documents. So, and trial is expected to last into, June. So, and it just started a couple of weeks ago, but the children are going to testify. The children are going to testify. So again, we will get some type of justice for Orson and Orrin, but where are they? Again, so some type of closure. can be had to the family. Because let's not forget, there is another family that has claiming that their children was also in the hands of the West. Yes, it is. Yes, there is. Let me see if it's going to let me pull it up. Let me see. Because last time it wouldn't let me pull it up. Let me see. It's going to let me pull it up this time. But yes, it's another family that is claiming to have had children with that was placed with the West, and the West, had their kids, and now the kids are missing. So, could it be something that's true? Possibly. We don't know. Again, the system is so flawed that we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. I have found it. So let me share my screen so you can hear their story. And again, if you find people that literally gotten away with this with these two young babies, how many other times have they gotten away from it? Because again, Jacqueline and Trezell West was raking in at least $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month just from 4 adoptive children. Again, that's not to include what other little trinkets and stuff that they got on the side and other little advances that they got. I'm pretty sure that they were eligible probably for like food stamps or other type of assistance, because allegedly Trezell wasn't none but a personal trainer, and the house that they got, there's no way they could have afforded that house on just their salary and Jacqueline's salary alone. Trust me, I have a house, and whoo, baby, whew, this motherfucker I take me under, baby. I'm about to start punching walls myself. So again, what other assistance were you getting for these children? You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's and you're going to listen to this family speak. So let me share the screen for you. If it's going to see, if they be acting so funny with me, the devil is a lie. You're going to let me get my word out today. Okay. Because they have been trying to really do this for a while. Get them in court for a while.
Two unrelated in Kern County's foster care system to step forward with concerns of her own. 17's Robert Price spoke to the parents of 2 other boys who they say are lost in the system.
With the adoptive parents of Orrin and Orson West now accused of their murder, another set of whose children were put in the care of the same people are asking, what about their sons?
Virginia Williams says she has not seen her sons, Guillermo and 8 and 10, for 5 years. And at some point, she says, they were in the foster care of Trezell and Jacqueline West. That's the couple charged Wednesday in the alleged murders of Orrin and Orson, ages 4 and 3, after more than a year of investigation that included combing the desert around the West's home in California City. By that time, DA Zimmer says Orrin and Orson had already been dead for 3 months, which leaves Virginia Williams in anguish. Where are her boys? She and Israel Munoz, the boy's stepfather, say Kern County Child Protective Services isn't giving them any answers.
We don't know where they are. I'm asking for proof of life.
Proof of life, a phrase usually associated with kidnapping. Williams says a court official told her that her initial foster care placement was with Trezell and Jacqueline West, and that scares her.
Been there 6 years now. They were adopted all out in 2018. to the west. And then from there, I've seen and heard nothing from them.
Kern County Human Services tells 17 News they can't comment on any aspect of Williams' story. Munoz says the whole system is unfair.
It's breathtaking, but that's how CPS does things. CPS will come in your house, they break up families, they don't need to be broken up.
Yeah.
And then they give these kids away like they're puppies. I mean, where's our constitutional rights?
Williams says the situation is part of a bigger helplessness born of multi-generational incarceration. She says she was raised as a ward of the Los Angeles County court system from the age of 2. She has been to prison herself, and she says one of her sons, raised largely in foster care, has developmental issues that she fears will impact his life. And the chain continues.
My father and my mother went to jail for murder. And I've lived with my grandma. Being that I am awarded to the court, every child that I have, by law, they have the right to take. Because I am a state baby. This is the flaw that we should fix today. Because just because we are victims and we had no mothers, that should not hold above our head.
Guillermo and Electado Para, where are you? It's a simple question their birth mother would like an answer to. In Bakersfield, Robert Price, 17 News.
A footnote here, just before airtime, DHS responded to our request for a clarification. We were told that the children of wards of the court or those who were once court-supervised minors are not subject to removal from their homes without additional cause.
So as you see, it's still so many twists and turns with the case of Jacqueline and Trezell. It's to the effect till it's weird. It's insanity at its best. To the fact that, again, another family is looking for their 2 children. And all this mother wants is proof of life. So you can't track down and find out where my 2 sons are. And at one point in time, they're in the hands of Jacqueline and Trezell West. And we already know that they're up for murder for Orson and Orrin West. And we don't even have these poor little babies' bodies. We don't even have them. So again, where else have they done? When you have situations like this, you have to look at, all right, your ass got away with stuff like this. Now you done got caught. What else have you gotten away with? You know, what else have you for real gotten away with? So it's just a situation that we have to for real kind of look at right now. Like, So we're gonna be tracking the case right now. Of course, they're going back and forward. We're not gonna again, it's not going to be aired. We're only going to know bits and pieces of what they allow us as the public to know until closing arguments and until we get a verdict. So that's an update on the Orson and Orrin West, the missing West boys, and they are still missing. So it would be nice if Jacqueline and Trezell West would at least give solace and closure to the families of these boys. But when you have people like this that are so evil and dark at heart, they can care less. They're just pretty much pissed that they got caught this time. And I say this time. So I want to thank you for joining me for today. And new subscribers, thank you for joining me. Old subscribers, thank you for coming back. And again, I am Mayday Mayhaim. If no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. Make sure you do better today than you did yesterday and strive for a better tomorrow today. Please check out my podcast, Mayday Mayhaim, which is streamed on all streaming networks from Google Podcasts to Apple Podcasts to Spotify. And I have polls there where we can vote. And you can also correspond with me through IG at Mayday_Mayhaim. That Mayhaim is spelled Mayhaim. Don't forget the AIM. Again, this is all insanity. And we will be covering more and more cases like this on like the system and how flawed it is and how we have to fix it. Because again, it's not going to fix itself. And when I say we, I mean us as a whole. Because we see the system is flawed. Like, people are literally getting these kids just for a check. Literally just for a check. Literally, if you don't believe me, read the book Nowhere to Call Home by Monique Boats. You can get it on Amazon. It's a very good book and it's a very quick read. And it's also a true story. And it tells about the flaws of DCFS and in the child CPS system. It tells about it. And this is true stories. So again, you hear these stories and these are real life recordings that have happened to people. And they have risen up from it and grown from it. And they can see the signs from it. And they know the trauma from it. And of course, they don't push more trauma on it. But it's insane that the trauma exists. If that make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 3 and 4 years old. Come on, man. Come on, for real, for real. Their life hadn't even begun. And you took it for what? Why? You didn't want them. You could have gave them back to their mama, left them where they was. But no, that check was looking too good to you. So, again, please join me next time for another Mayday Mayhaim broadcast. Again, don't forget to check out my podcast, Mayday Mayhaim. And, this still is April, the month of, weed month. Don't forget, children have had Easter. Us adults must have our Easter. And if you don't partake, just be happy you here. So, again, everyone stay safe, stay healthy. Do better today than you did yesterday. And, just be good to yourself and be good to others. Treat yourself the way you want others to treat you. And if others don't treat you the way you want yourself to be treated, it's time for you to get away from them. All right. Be you and stay true. I'm out. Bye.